So Mike Pompeo blames the Biden administration. This is Pompeo. This is the Taliban. Weird that he's blaming the Biden administration. What the fuck does that mean? He inherited the Iran deal. He broke the Iran deal. The fuck are you talking about? The Iran deal was good. I bet you're one of the people that thinks like, oh, they gave the Iran $80 billion. But you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. That we unfreezed their assets. We didn't give them fucking money. I am so tired of right-wingers never knowing what they're talking about. Weren't you the guy that was in here last night and was like, Twitter's a publicly traded company, not knowing what publicly traded fucking meant? Why do I have stupid people that keep coming in my chat and saying idiotic shit? Why don't you just sit here and listen and try to learn something? Fuck me. China mocked the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Chinese social media users mocked the U.S. troop withdrawal in Afghanistan, saying the Taliban takeover was more smooth than the presidential transition in the U.S. They were correct. Right-wingers love talking about, respect in the eyes of the world and shit. Well, it was Pompeo's withdrawal that caused those issues. This was shared out by Town Hall. I think it's a mashup of two different CNN reports from over the weekend.
They're just chanting death to America, but they seem friendly at the same time. It's utterly bizarre. The most frightening moment for our team came when our producer, Brent Swales, was taking some video on his iPhone. Two Taliban fighters just came up with their pistols and they were ready to pistol whip him. And we had to intervene and scream, and it was actually another Taliban fighter who came in and said, no, don't do that, they're journalists. But, I mean, really, I've covered all sorts of crazy situations. This was mayhem. This was nuts. This is impossible for an ordinary civilian, even if they have their paperwork. No way they're running that gauntlet. No way they're going to be able to navigate that. It's very dicey, it's very dangerous, and it's completely unpredictable. There's no order, there's no coherent system for processing people, separating those with papers from those who don't have papers. And honestly, to me, it's a miracle that more people haven't been very, very seriously hurt.
This was Town Hall blocking the juxtaposition between CNN saying mostly peaceful and then saying that they were going to pistol whip their reporters. Now, this is the same Town Hall that I'm sure has talked about how peaceful the rioters were at the U.S. Capitol on January the 6th. There's a lot of similarities between the right wing in this country and the Taliban. We're going to go into that here in just a second. Surreal footage appears to show Taliban militants driving bumper cars and lifting weights. I mean, good on them. Taliban fighters enjoy in an amusement park presenting a softer version. They're on their phones at some bumper cars. It seems all they wanted was free rides at the theme park. God, they're on one of the kiddie rides now. Fucking shit. There's the Taliban in a gym, lifting weights, getting in shape. Don't skip leg day. The dude had a rocket launcher over there. Apparently this is in the presidential palace. They look really happy. Oh, fuck. Mujahideen should pay utmost attention to the treasury, public facilities, government offices, equipment of government offices, parks, roads, bridges. These are the trust and property of the nation. No personal tampering and negligence should be done with them, but be strictly guarded. The Taliban spokesperson. Shortly before they invaded the palace, but I mean, we watched the video of them taking over the general's fucking house that was so loud. It looked like it was in Beverly Hills or some shit. Now, the Taliban is really upset about Facebook and Twitter stifling free speech. Zabihullah Mujahid emerged from the shadows on Tuesday and devoted part of his first press conference to a rant about Facebook, in which he accused the tech giant of violating the Islamist group's right to free speech. There is no right to free speech. Like, that's in our Constitution. And it only applies to the government. Speaking to reporters in the Afghan capital, Mujahid offered vague assurances that women's rights would be respected within the limits of Islam before attacking the social media company, which removed user accounts linked to him by the New York Times on Monday. Journalist Mujahid suggested should ask people at Facebook who are claiming to be promoters of freedom of speech. I don't know where they claim to be promoters of freedom of speech, ever. I don't know what you're talking about. The Islamist movement that seized power from the Afghanistan's elected government is banned from posting on any Facebook-owned platform, including Instagram and WhatsApp. Well, sir, the Attorney General of Alabama is asking for your comments. You should submit a form on his website, like I did.
This question should be asked to those people who are claiming to be promoters of freedom of speech, who do not allow publication of all information. I can ask Facebook company. This question should be asked to them. This question.
They're absolutely taking all their cues from the American right wing, weren't they? A Facebook spokesperson declined to comment on the criticism from her Taliban counterpart, but provided a statement from the company explaining the rationale for the ban. Taliban is sanctioned as a terrorist organization under U.S. law, and they are banned from our services under our dangerous organization policies. Who cares? Who cares where Saki is? Who fucking cares, dude? The fuck? That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. You are an idiot. Facebook spokesperson went on to say this means we remove accounts maintained by or on behalf of the Taliban and promote and prohibit praise, support, and representation of them. Determinations about which content to remove are made by what the company calls a dedicated team of Afghanistan experts who are native Dari and Pashto speakers and have knowledge of local context. While those experts are closely monitoring the situation as it evolves, the company stressed that Facebook does not make decisions about the recognized government in any particular country, but instead respects the authority of the international community in making these determinations. Regardless of who holds power, we will take the appropriate action against accounts and content that breaks our rules. The head of Instagram told Bloomberg News on Monday, we don't actually allow any presence, any celebration, any promotion, or any representation of the Taliban on Instagram or any of the Facebook apps. He added that the company was proactively taking down anything that might be dangerous or that is related to the Taliban.
What are you doing in this moment to make sure that Instagram isn't spreading or amplifying terrorist messaging in Afghanistan? We just had a guest on who said the decision that social media platforms make right now could decide lives.
So what's happening in Afghanistan is quite frankly terrifying right now. It turns out the Taliban is under US sanctions, which means that due to our dangerous organization policies, we don't actually allow any presence, so any celebration, any promotion, or any...
Well, just because they're under U.S. sanctions doesn't necessarily make it right.
Any of the Facebook apps or applications. And so we were relying on that policy to proactively take down anything that we can that might be dangerous or that is related to the Taliban in general.
But they're hiding behind the U.S. government's decision. Let's see some of that hypocrisy on the right, shall we? Fox News upset over the fact that that Twitter won't ban the Taliban. Twitter continues to face pressure over its decision to allow the Taliban to use its platform while maintaining its ban of former President Donald Trump and censoring other right-leaning American accounts. A spokesman for the radical Islamic group that has seized control of Afghanistan has been using the platform to give updates about the group's advance. Mujahid's account is not verified but has nearly 280,000 followers and is regularly cited by major news outlets. He recently tweeted an update on military units entering Kabul and wrote that their advance is continuing normally. On Tuesday, he used Twitter to announce a press conference that afternoon, and Twitter also allowed him to post warnings and statements as Kabul fell to the radical group. Dude, do you know what a red fucking herring fallacy is? It's you coming in here and saying, what about Jen Psaki? Has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's you trying to attack the administration on bullshit. Press office of the White House has been releasing statements They are nothing but the mouthpiece of the White House, and Biden has spoke on this issue. I don't know why you keep coming in my chat and making yourself look like a complete fucking fool. Why? What purpose does it serve? Because you could say you're throwing me off and you're making me yell at you and shit, but that's what people tune in for. I like that you come in here and say stupid shit, and I can call you an idiot and say that you don't know what words mean. I just wonder why you continually do it. Don't you ever get tired of looking like a complete and fucking total tool? Jesus Christ. You're exactly right. Plenty of things to, and I've done plenty of yelling at Biden. Everyone fucking knows this that watches this show. But here is the one thing that Biden has done that has been incredibly good, that he followed through. He took the PR hit to do the right thing and end this stupid ass war that never should have started. That the Republicans caused every step of the way. 100%, every bit of this is on the shoulders of Republicans. He didn't sign up for you to say bullshit about him. Like, what the fuck? I don't get it. If you have a critique, make it. You don't have a critique. I know you think you're center of the road, that you're nonpartisan, you're just calling it like it is. You're full of shit, dude. What does that mean? Yeah, he signed up to be commander-in-chief, and the thing that he did that was good, he's now taking a PR hit for. What's your fucking point? He wasn't the one that fucking armed the Taliban and trained them and gave them all kinds of money. He wasn't the one that started the fucking war. And he wasn't the one that negotiated the fucking withdrawal of our troops. He wasn't the one sitting with the fucking Taliban. So I do not know what your criticism is about. You're an idiot. You are an idiot. What is happening now in Afghanistan would have happened 10 years ago, would have happened 15 years ago, would have happened 10 years from now, 15 years from now, no matter what we did. Thank you, President Joe Biden, for doing what is clearly not popular in the American imperialist media.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Yes, every single one of you. Right-wingers are the dumbest fucks walking the planet. And apparently, they're realizing how much they agree with the Taliban now. This is from the Some More News Facebook page. If you guys don't follow my southernness is coming out. If you guys don't follow Dr. Mr. Cody on Twitter, you very much should. Cole Arbour says that notice the Taliban aren't worried about COVID or rainbow flags. Dude responds like, are you guys siding with the Taliban? Dude's like, oh no, it's just an observation. Donald Trump Jr. retweeting that the Taliban is not wrong about freedom of speech on tech platforms. Donald Jr. retweeting the Taliban spokesperson. Paul Joseph Watson retweeted this tweet from Bibi Janey. Walked past Afghan boys dramatically retelling the story of looters taken down by locals and the Taliban. Everywhere you go, people are excitedly talking about how criminals who had been freely terrorizing Kabul for months are finally getting the punishments they deserve. So which is it, right-wingers? Do you guys like the Taliban, or do you think it's an unmitigated disaster? You fucks tried to do exactly what the Taliban did back on January the 6th. The only difference is the Taliban isn't the dumbest fucks walking the planet, and they were able to succeed. The Taliban aren't the dumbest fucks walking the planet. Weird for me to insult someone's intelligence with a grammatically incorrect sentence.